Hi everybody, jhaberl here from Real Estate. Here today to explain to you the home buying process in New Jersey. Just New Jersey, other states do things a lot differently in some cases. The first step in home buying process, which is pretty consistent across the country, is you need to get with a lender and get a pre-approval. A pre-approval is your key to finding a house because you want to know what your budget is and what you can afford and things of that nature. Next step is we find your dream home. That we have to go, maybe we see 2 houses, maybe we see 3 houses, maybe we see 1 house. Typically it's a few houses that we show you so you can compare one to the other and ultimately find what is your dream home. And you'll know what your dream home is as soon as you walk in for the most part. After that, we go to the step of writing an offer. Write an offer, the seller accepts it, they'll sign it. We then submit it to the attorneys for review. In New Jersey, we have what's called attorney review. Attorney review is a 3-day period that is dictated by law that states that a contract is not in full force until after the 3 days. And it's only 3 days unless somebody disagrees with it. If somebody disagrees with it, the 3-day rule goes out the window, and it's only until all parties can come to an agreement, or a meeting of the minds, as we say. The next step after that is you're gonna get with your lender. You're gonna sit down with them, you're gonna go through your application, you're gonna get them your pay stubs, your W-9s, your W-2s, or 1099s, or whatever tax documents you have. You're gonna submit those all to your lender. There'll be other documents along the line that you're gonna submit to them as well, but that's gonna be your start. You're gonna start your application. Once the application is completed, we move into what's called the home inspection phase. The home inspection phase simply is you hire a home inspector to come out and inspect the property. And it's inspect as an visual inspection. They're not gonna go digging in walls or x-rays or seeing how the structure is built or anything like that. They're gonna look at the signs that they can see that's visible and what they can actually test. Electrical outlets, appliances, fixtures. They're gonna look at the structure to some degree. They're gonna go in the crawl space typically. They're gonna look at underneath or in the basement. They're gonna check for termites. You may order a radon inspection depending on the area, things of that nature. That's what they're there for. But not only to inspect to find things that may be wrong, but also to advise you. Tell you, okay, your roof is 10 years old, you got 10 years left on your roof. Your water heater, it's 9 years old, it's only expected to last 10 years, so expect to have to replace a water heater in a year. Or they may tell you that something's wrong, like the hot water is too hot. Things like that, and that's what a home inspector is there for. It's never recommended to waive it. Once home inspection is over, they'll prepare the report. They give the report to me, to your attorney, and then we go back and we see what you want to actually have addressed. If anything, there might be nothing you want to address. You're perfectly okay with everything. Nothing is a major item. We negotiate any repairs that you do request with the seller. Once we complete that, the next step will be appraisal. The appraisal will be ordered from your lender. The appraiser will come out, appraise the house, and determine what the house is worth. It's called a certified letter of opinion is what the appraiser gives. And that's their opinion of what the value is, and that's what your lender is going to use to base whether or not you qualify for the mortgage. Now, in the event that the appraisal does not come in at the full sales price, then you're going to be required to either cover the gap or back out of the deal or renegotiate with the seller. One of the 3 options. It varies from house to house, seller to seller, and market to market. But that's the next step. So once appraisal is issued, then we have commitment. The commitment is where the lender basically says, okay, we've approved you, you're good, we're going to lend you the money, but hey, we have a few conditions that we still need you to satisfy. You'll satisfy those conditions. Once those conditions are satisfied, then the seller, not the seller, but the lender will issue what's called the CD. The CD stands for closing disclosure. And it's basically a document that's going to show you what you're going to be paying at closing, all your costs. And that number has to be pretty tight. It's not going to vary. It's a pretty tight number, so you know what you're going to bring to the closing table. After that part, the CD's been issued. 3 days after, we have to have at least 3 days, that's the law, then we can go ahead and schedule closing. Now your lender still needs to clear you to close. They may need some other documents, things like that, but they'll clear you to close. Once you're clear to close, that's it. It's a wrap. We're closing. We're going to go to the closing table. You're going to sign a lot of documents. You will get writer's camp most likely. No, I'm only kidding. It's not really that bad. You will sign a lot of documents though, and you will get keys to your brand new home. That's the home buying process in New Jersey. If you're thinking of buying a home, please give us a call. But as I always say, like and follow.